What's the right answer? Unlock the joint. Lower the head of the first, and then it can move smoothly. In fact, if you lower the head of the first, many of the surgeries done are really unnecessary. Postoperatively, you may be able to salvage that surgery. But oftentimes when physical therapy fails, we say, oh, I'm sorry, you have to go back in the OR. We're going to do a revisional surgery, a Waterman tilt-up head osteotomy. We're going to take a wedge of bone out of the top of the first metatarsal and tilt the head up. Because in our surgical brilliance, we've discovered that if the first met head doesn't even touch the ground, it doesn't hurt a bit. In fact, you could get rid of all first metatarsal pain by removing the first metatarsal. What's the right answer? Simply lower the head of the first, unlock the metatarsal phalangeal joint, and then it'll move. Meaning that most of the surgeries will become unnecessary. Postoperatively, you'll have success. But remember, how do you feed your cartilage? I'm from Tennessee. We go, here, cartilage, cartilage. No. You squeeze the joint fluid through it like a sponge, imbibition. When you don't move your joints, they get disuse atrophy. My old football coach had it right. He'd say, use it or lose it. You don't feed your joints, they go, feed me, Seymour. They hurt. The cartilage actually dies. So you not only have to move it, but you have to grow new cartilage. How are you going to grow new cartilage? You have to give it the nutritional support. I don't care whether you use glucosamine chondroitin sulfate, shark cartilage, or Knox gelatin. Give it the building blocks of cartilage and motion, and the human body will heal itself. Now, when you're trying to get past this toe that won't dorsiflex, how are you going to do it? Are you going to go up on point? No. You're going to do the easy thing. You're going to externally rotate your foot and roll off the inside of the big toe. So you're going to get a condition that we call pinch callus. This is the most common area for diabetics to ulcerate. What is a corn or a callus? When a shearing force is applied to the skin, a horizontal force, it sends a message via the nerves over to the spinal cord. It yells, hey, this guy's going to rub a hole here. The spinal cord yells back, make spot welds. Make tiny little desmosomes between the cells to prevent them from sloughing off. And if it's in a big area, we call it a callus. If it's in a little area, we call it a corn. Diabetics get their ulcers in the same place that non-diabetics get corns and calluses. Why? Because they don't have the neural connection. They yell, we're going to rub a hole, and they don't hear anything. They rub the hole. And you end up with a neurotropic ulcer. So what are we trained to do for it? We're trained to give a soft, accommodative insert with an aperture, a hole in it. Why? Because we had the F-scan, the E-med, methods of measuring vertical force. And when you put an E-med or an F-scan over the aperture pad, you can see that the vertical force is less in the hole. But it's not the vertical force that primarily caused the ulcer. It was the horizontal force. Recently, they developed a method of measuring horizontal force called the Paratech or Paramed system. You know what they found? When you put an aperture in, the horizontal force goes through the roof. Why? Because now the skin has to go into the hole and out of the hole. And how do you heal an ulcer? From the edges inward. You epithelialize from the edges inward. So right on the edge of the ulcer, where we're trying to heal it, we're shearing the heck out of it. Wouldn't it be better to simply lower the head of the first metatarsal, unlock the metatarsal phalangeal joint, then the person can straighten out their gait and come directly over the first metatarsal phalangeal joint instead of shearing off the inside?